Alright, quickly, this is the SimCity, and what I did is I took that initial Cape Trinity, and what you'll see is this is the last of 5 videos. The first 3 videos were initial startups of each one of the cities, Clearwater, Norwood Chills, and Trinity Point. And then I have another one that's kind of a mid-game review, kind of show them once I played it for a little while. And then this one is the last of the videos, which is kind of the very end of before I'm going to stop playing this and probably start another one. But so if you just got this one, there's actually 4 other videos out there that you can kind of see them grow up. So anyway, enjoy. Well, we are back trying to look at the probably end result of my initial startup of these 3, and I will tell you that my initial goal was to make this airport, and I think I am failing. So here's some problems. The big problem that I'm running out of water at all 3 of these little cities. But here's the mining town that started out, but let's click it up. But the thing about it is I got too many people. I mean, I have 231,000 people. So I guess I'm learning this. If you're going to try and have a city that its whole goal would be to take trash and to supply power, I think I've learned you can't have that city have 230,000 people, because that city needs a lot of power and a lot of trash. So like right now, the water, I really don't even have a place. I ran out of the water table. I mean, I have it on the steep hill, but there's really nothing. I've kind of buried my sewage back here into this water table, so that's not really a possibility. So this city is drowning, and the other 2 cities are similar things. They're so big that, you know, I've just played this so long, I think if I've had a couple of the pumps run dry. So what else do we have here that is of interest? Health. My guys are sick, and the biggest issue with this city right now too that is a failure is my traffic. It's just, I just haven't got a fix on it. I mean, I'm sure there, let's look at the, here's the traffic in. And the other thing, that traffic is so bad, this right here, these are probably gifts of money from one city to another, but they stall because of this huge backup of traffic that comes in here. And you know, some of it is definitely by design. I think I failed in my design, but some of it is, it seems some weird. I'll show you here if we get down here. So look at this light. This light is green, but yet people stop. Maybe we'll cycle through this a few times. And this is the main thing. It's I've actually ran through this where this has been completely green. There's been no cars ahead, and they still don't move. So there's definitely some strange things going on there. But that's actually, you know, that's the main way in here. So, but definitely traffic's an issue. Also, I think I'm gonna not do this again. See this streetcar avenue right here? When you pull it up against your main thing, it makes this little, almost like a street light effect as well, where it doesn't seem to allow flow traffic. And it's like even going out of the city, there's these guys right here. There's something making these guys stop. And I can't figure out exactly what it is. I mean, go out of the city. It's wide open, buddy. Alright, the other failure on this guy, oil well. I was only able to use this one oil well, and I'm just not producing enough to, one, keep the supply of, here was my main coal plant, oil plant, and his goal was I was going to have him power the entire region, but that just did not happen. Once you get too many people, you need a lot of power and a lot of services. And I still think this is early in the game. The game's been out for about 4 weeks, so I'm sure they're going to make bugs. Because the other big huge thing that was just killing me was I actually I demolished it. Was I had 2 recycling plants here, and they just stopped functioning. It's like they filled up and then they would not produce any more plastic or metals. So I got to think it was a bug or some sort of little issue that they'll fix. But one thing I did do with this guy is I learned for working, I click on detail, and I was trying to get all these medium wealth guys jobs. So I actually did this when I first, if you remember from the mid-game review, I had all medium wealth in here, and I had all these workers that were unemployed. I had about 4,000 people unemployed. So the way I fixed that is I just went in there and I changed to all these single level parks. The barbecue pit kind of fit exactly in the same density or same area as these medium wealths I had, and then once I put those single wealth in, I just had to bulldoze the double wealth building that was there, because the buildings will definitely, they always, they'll increase in density, and if they're medium wealth, once they're built, they're going to stay a medium wealth building forever until you demolish them. And if they run out of medium wealth people, that's when they'll turn into an abandoned building, and then then if it's abandoned for too long, it'll turn into rubble, and then it sits there until you fix it. So I was just bulldozing full buildings of people and kind of kicking them out of my city, to be honest with you. Yeah, but my sickness thing was right here. And the biggest thing about the sickness, why these guys are all sick, is because the city, another little bug, my strategy was going to have those 2 other cities make a lot of money and send it to these guys, and they were trying to get the plastic and the oil to send over to the Great Works. But I ran out of money, and I had to turn off some services, and they just got sick, and it just turned into an epidemic. It's been really crazy of how fast it can just shoot out of control. Of people getting sick. You turn off, and then once they get sick, it's just like an infectious disease. It just spreads. It was kind of interesting watching it, to be honest with you. So anyway, this thing, overall, I've learned a great deal about how many people I want into this city, where I can put stuff, where the oil well is. There's a lot of oil and coal in this thing that I didn't even touch. There's another oil well there in the middle I didn't even touch. So when I play this again, I'm going to do it different. Also, I'm going to try and just use mass transit at all times. That's my next goal here. My next city, I'm just going to wait and be patient, and I'm just going to have all my streets, for the most part, have streetcar capabilities, so I don't have to demolish things at the end of the game. Because for me to fix this city, I don't think it's fixable in the sense that I'm going to run out of water, not only in this city, but in, I'm 75 gallons per hour in the deficits, and that's with them buying some water that I just went down to the other ones. So yeah, let's go look at the other ones real quick. Clear water. Alright, and again, this was the education. Put the zones back up. This was the education guy. The industry's doing well. I think if I would do something different here is I would do this. If I had to fix this, these would be done different. If probably run out of workers. But this guy, he exploded. I don't know what triggered this explosion, but it was right around like 30,000, and then all of a sudden it was like boom. It went from 30 to 80,000, and when that happened, I mean, all the services just you know, it went crazy, into the fact where I was running out of power in the whole region. So there was power, I had to put some wind power over here, and then that didn't eat up, and then basically I just said, heck, you know, this at least I have a lot of smart workers in the city, so I tried to put a nuclear power plant, and we're still, nuclear just barely making it. I mean, so the fact that this exploded in population really kind of stagnated everything. But this layout, I just think I did learn the fact that you can definitely manipulate, you know, buildings with wealth and park. But this grid pattern, I think ultimately, once you get traffic of, you know, 130, 150,000, I think it's going to be a problem, unless these are avenues that have streetcars that they can get on. Because I just think that the traffic just bogs down, and I think, you know, that it's not free flowing as much as it can. The university, I was able to put 3 upgrades on it, but I can't get past this 4th upgrade. I can't put 3,000 students in there, so I was never able to do that. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm competing with a community college here that's got 800 students going to it. And water for this guy. So his water table is almost the same. I chose to put the industry right on top of the water, so I could probably pull some water for the region right here for a little while. And that's what I did. I put one here. That one's actually going dry now. That was all, and then I just put this one over here. So I actually have some ground pollution next to that pump. That's not good. What else did I learn about the city? A little bit of tourists. I mean, it's still like I'm still doing the parks. You know, there's the parks and stuff. I did the same thing here with single wealth. I went in there and changed it to that barbecue pit. Here's the double wealth, and it sets up perfectly as far as fitting it in there. My other build, the next build, I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have a little more commercial, like in the neighborhood. I'm going to mix that up, because I think that's one of the problems I have. I mean, all these guys want to go shopping for sure, so they have to go in town, and they're all going down this main street or this back thing, and I think traffic is going to be big. When if I just threw some commercial, like I did that right here, that allow there to put some traffic away from that main drag. Hit it there. So not too bad, but that was the, you know, that's kind of how the city grew up a little bit. Almost 90,000 people. And I like the high-tech buildings. It's kind of cool. These little skyscrapers are coming in, and they seem to be much more high-tech than that. The mining town, that's more utilitarian. But as you can see, there is a log jam coming into the city, which really kills the garbage if you're trying to get garbage from other things. And I mean, the funny thing is, I can't even gift city to city, because I think the little truck that takes the money just takes so long that it just times out, I think. So it's frustrating. You're trying to send money to one city to the other, and it just doesn't go there. So yeah, and then let's look at just the last third city. Alrighty, this one actually has always been doing the best. It's always been making money. I've had really no issues whatsoever. Fire, police, uh, traffic. I mean, this one actually has been a really good layout, and the only issue that I've had with this thing is power, because I was yanking it from the other two. So right now he's in a big bind with power just recently, and I think it's just because the Clearwater blew up an explosion. It took some power, so they want power. I know you guys want some power, but it's alright. What else did I learn? I learned that this airport is very important to industry, and this industry is really dirty. So that was, if I do this again, I'll have to figure out exactly what kind of industry I want, but I definitely, this airport you need for that freight to get out. But you know, and it could be this mass transit I have too. I mean, it flips around. I have it all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way up to there. So and it doesn't seem to be this big log jam. It's way more free flowing. And maybe just because it's this one stop. Yeah. And this was the expo thing, and yeah, he's pretty finicky. I've scheduled a couple events there, then I run out of water, then I run out of power. Yeah, but this has been a good layout overall. So on this one, I don't know if I'd change anything. I kind of like this layout. The only thing I'd do different is I would set aside more, probably this area for industry, garbage, because right now, my opinion of this, I just don't think it works well enough to rely on another city for services. It just seems that in theory it's good, but I think once you get to a certain population from playing this and maybe reading some stuff about it, it just the system just hasn't fixed it yet. And you know, again, this is only 3-4 weeks after the launch. I'm sure they'll fine-tune gameplay, but it just seems like it's not functioning. There's some aspects that just doesn't seem, and it could be me just not having the systems in place. And you know, as we play this, we'll just learn and get better at it. But the garbage thing kills me, and that recycling thing. I mean, it's just weird. And then also the shipping and the trade depots. It gets frustrating when there's stuff sitting there. And you know, I understand that as soon as it gets in that trade depot, that stuff shouldn't, you know, automatically get taken. It's not instant. But I mean, sometimes it takes days. I mean, in that other city I was doing the processors, and they would fill up, and you'd sit there, and the whole factory would stop production because the trade depot was full, and also the local factory storage lot was full, and they would just go not working for days, while the global market would not take the processors to export. So it was a little frustrating there. Alrighty, well, again, I just want to just give you guys, if you were interested, in see how these cities grew up. But I am going to probably learn from my mistakes and try these things again. Alrighty, bye.